Hey kids, welcome to Drug Abuse Resistance Education. Today we're going to talk about heroin. Don't do heroin. Heroin is bad. I'll tell you why. It all started because I wanted an oatmeal cream pie. Me and my cousin, we wanted to get them, but we didn't have any money. We grew up poor. To all people listening, this is going to be the undertone to a lot of my stories. A lack of resources and an imagination and a strong desire to succeed. Today, our goal was oatmeal cream pies. I was probably 15, 14. My cousin around the same age. We weren't thinking about sex. This is not a euphemism for sex. We wanted a Little Debbie 25-cent oatmeal cream pie. But we were poor. So we figured we would find money. Good for me. I used to walk around with my head down. So I'd find loose quarters and pennies, and I'll share a quick moment with you. I was riding the bus with someone. I have no idea who he is. It's been eons. We found a $20 bill. We might as well found the golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. We looked at each other and we thought, well, we didn't think this, but I'm thinking this now. There was no Venmo. I couldn't say, hey, let's split the profit, bro. We weren't going to walk into PNC at 9 p.m. and Lincoln Avenue and say, hey, can you exchange this for 2 hungry, semi-homeless children? I forget how we divvied it up, but at the end of it, we both succeeded. And that was one of the highlights of my financial successes. We did not have such successes on this day in the summer. So we went scrounging around for a stash. We thought we'd find money. Instead, what we found were little bags. Stamp bags, I guess is what, I don't know. Can we eat it? No, said my cousin. Because he's smarter than me, even though he's younger than me, because I'm a fucking idiot. So we take these stamp bags and we walk around with them. Maybe I could sell them for a fucking oatmeal cream pie. Well, I can't. No one's in the market for a little baggie with a moon on it. Sorry, McDonald's. That campaign died with Michael Jackson. What I was interested in, though, was what was in the bag. Why did we find it? Why was it so packaged? Usually when you find dog feces, it's in the trash, not hidden in a garage. So I opened it up, took it out, put a little bit on my tongue. When I tell you that there's a lot of things I've eaten, I once got beat for throwing potatoes behind the refrigerator. I hated potatoes so much. When I tell you that I would eat 5 potatoes in a row before I considered tasting heroin again. Awful taste. My older cousin was there watching us, being a cunt or something. I don't know. We were 10 and poor. The roof was probably being a cunt because we couldn't see the star. I don't know. So we decided we were going to put a little bit in their drink, see how it tasted. Spoiler alert, not good. I'm going to reiterate something for you kids, because you have an attention span of maybe about 3 to 5 minutes, and I'm giving you the 5 minutes. Do not do heroin. I digress. So when I put heroin into my cousin's drink and gave it to them, they drank it, and they didn't like it very much, and I laughed hysterically. Ha, 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 ha. Don't ever try to cross the three-eyed stealer again. So we decided the fun was over. We're going to fix it up. Maybe that was too much. So we put some sugar in it, and it still tasted awful. This is maybe about 8 ounces of liquid. We couldn't dilute the taste of this awful poison. So naturally, I take it home, and on the way, we have to go to Foodland, me and my mom. Shout out to the GOAT. She decides to go in. It's been a long day. I've been tasting heroin. I just want to sit in the back seat and enjoy the nothingness that was my, oh shit, I guess I should try it now. So I opened it up. Little 14, 15-year-old me. And I saw what happened in movies. All those late night shows, and I opened it up and I sniffed it. The honorary song for this episode was gonna be Eminem's Criminal, because the first time I freestyled, it probably sounded like what that sounds like to normal people. It was the first time I ever freestyled. It was god awful. And I continued for as long as my brain, and I slumped in the seat. And I remember feeling very, and that's why I freestyled probably. My little 15-year-old brain trying to solve equations about my life and family and conditions, and putting it all together for one time as some smooth ride in the backseat of a Subaru in Foodland. So I'll tell you this, kids. Heroin's poison. But that's not when I found out it was heroin. My entire life, I heard about cocaine. Cocaine was the worst. It would do terrible things to you. And if you were a wizard, you could turn it into crack cocaine, and you could kill millions. That's what I learned. Shout out to Nino Brown. I hadn't heard anything about heroin. That was white people drugs. Spoiler alert, kids. I'm black. So this heroin that I had, I took it to school with me because this is I want to say it's pre 9/11, but I'm not sure. For those kids who don't know 9/11, tune in later in a fucking series. No one checked. Little moon-shaped package. I brought it to one of my friends. We sold it to some guy named Dick. Literally, not joking, named Dick. We were drug dealers. Shout out to Jay-Z for telling me about the statute of limitations. So, for one moment in history, we had sold cocaine. We sold cocaine. For $1 or something, or $5, I don't know. I probably just used it to buy oatmeal cream pies. When I found out that it was heroin, was when I was sitting on a Saturday night. I stashed it under this heavy couch that we had in our house. And I stashed it there. My cousin was over. Just so happened that my cousin was over at my house. And we're about to, watch a movie, play Bubsy or some bullshit with my mom. Saturday night ritual. And on the news, because it's probably around 11:30, Big heroin drug bust. And now we go over to the person on the TV screen. Person. Yes, we're here live with Police Chief Name Here. The information says that the thing under your couch is heroin, Julian. What you have illegally I looked over at my cousin, and my cousin looked over at me. And I thought to myself, I did fucking heroin? Don't do heroin. This has been Drug Abuse Resistance Education.